Liverpool, where I belong. So proud to be here in my song. Our people are real. Help anyone out. I am a Scouser, with that I have no doubt. When I was just a little one, the River Mersey was my son. She made me smile when times weren't good. Just like a friend to me, she made me feel I could.
Here, high upon the barren moorlands, seep the first whisperings of this boundary river. Long before it winds and dreams, grows wide and soft, narrows and bends, skirts mills, carries away effluent and industrial waste, it is new, dynamic, deeply mysterious. But soon, these little runnels will gather pace, join other brooks and rills, carrying the bracken-brown runoff, till you snake your way, rushing in rippling wavelets, to become a working river.
A concrete ship with sails of steel, anchored deep in divisive waters, an iron will uniting Runcorn, Widnes, Windmill Hill to Holton View. In the shadow of Fiddler's Ferry sounds a richer harmony, tolling the bell of controversy, crossing times now guaranteed. Glinting in the sunlight, our golden gateway shines on a sleek line of darting cars, laden lorries, suspended above ebbing tides and shifting sands. Holton holds hands across the Mersey.
Shipbuilding giant raises arms to sky. Lattice booms of industry with jib and hook. A yard of workshops, a cluster of battleships in dry dock. Here they create and repair with reputation of steel. Propulsion system spins its blades through seas of war and recession, through storm eyes and wrecks of rusted ocean. Draftsmen plan from bow to stern. Welders spark from port to starboard side. There's white heat on many levels. Construction hall is a fortress of Birkenhead labour. Deck upon deck of oil and fumes, and proud name sails on Mersey's coffee-coloured waves. For centuries, they've launched vessels down slipway with a firm handshake and a navy salute.
Back in old glory days, long since forgotten, the flags here were smothered in snowy white cotton, soft as a carpet beneath merchant feet. King Cotton was plenty, King Cotton was cheap. It came by the Mersey, it came by the seas, by white canvas aloft in the westering breeze, by Liverpool sailors, nimble and yar, tough as mahogany, weathered as tar. It came from the rivers, it came from the mud, it came from the kick and the stick and the blood. It came from the work line, the whip, the plantations. It came from the fracture and breaking of nations. For cotton is gentle, fragile and light, cotton so pure and pristine and white. But the commerce of cotton, darker than death, would barter your soul and crush your last breath. It went by the engine, the steam and the rail. It went by the hundredweight bale over bale. It went by Manchester, Bury and Preston, Blackburn and Bolton and Darwin and Nelson, where there's brass for the boss and poor spinning Jenny works hour by long hour for less than 1 penny, where the air was so thick it smothered the lung and the thundering loom drowned the Lancashire tongue. Cotton by bowl, by bag and by bale, for smocks and for shirts, for duck cloth and sail. Cotton for mills, for ships and plantations, for enriching mill owners, impoverishing nations. Cotton for tyranny, hardship and slavery. Cotton for unions, resistance and bravery. Back in its glory days, long since forgotten, it came by the Mersey, that snowy white cotton.
Autism affects many adults and children across the UK and the world. I wrote this poem as an ode to my son. It's about the first time I ever took him on a ferry. Now, usually, if I introduced him to an unfamiliar situation, if this made him uncomfortable, I'd be able to remove him. On a ferry in the middle of the Mersey River, I was not going to have that option. But luckily, it turned out to be something neither one of us ever forgot. Tentative steps onto the deck are echoed by his mother's heartbeat. Will this place bring joy or pain? She can only wait and see. It's always a toss of the coin, she feels. Every small thing a huge gamble. Unable to relax, she waits to read his thoughts, prepared to calm or comfort. The waves sing a lullaby, bringing peace to his heart. He does not feel the bite of the wind, only the solace of the water before him. All fear is forgotten as he is rocked in the arms of the river. Others fear the seagulls. He knows they belong here, same as he. His content is contagious. Mother exhales, reminded that she too can smile. The tears are dry as the ties are crushed, but he has not come home. He has found it.
A modern-day Orpheus, you stumbled across tangled weeds, stormy tides, rocky beds, to secure your Eurydice from the underworld. She lay like a stone, hidden treasure upon the bed of the Mersey. You crossed a sailor, a merchant, a slave, a shipowner in your search. A Mersey mermaid, she developed a tale waiting for your love to free her. The payment your eyes to a monk's ferry, proving truly that love was blind. Sensing rescue, she ascended like Venus, foam upon the waves. Alighting on the jetty, Freedom's gate officiously guarded. No exit without correct documentation, appearing as if summoned, Orpheus immigration official, declaring Eurydice's ancestry to be true red, true blue, a Mersey maiden through and through. Stepping nimbly upon land, she forgot the Mersey depths. Seeking love with a land lover, she set upon a CH postcode in a sought-after area with a briny twist, settled the woodside wayfarer.
In that summer of 1984, we walked from our house in Anfield to our beautiful Liverpool shore. Best day it was for us back then. Jam butties in our quick save bag. In all of her beauty was Jem. The River Mersey was her name. No money needed. Her beauty was free. It was a feeling of solitude I felt with she. When I grew, there was the Royal Iris too. Tea time disco, Me and my sister would go. You know, if you looked at it deeply, she had an ability to make you see in life there had to be more. Every time, me, my sister and brothers walked down to our Liverpool show.
Those iron pins puncturing the horizon seem to shift ever so slightly above and below the tide line, an optical illusion from above the promenade, and the softly sinking sand works towards their hiding. Not one of them bats an eyelid as seagulls peck their heads, and those crafted almost smiles by design never shift, no matter how violently the tide tries to make them cry, men from another time. I wander closer to one I think most resembles me, the most rusted I have seen, all smiles through bird feces and Iron Man eczema. I want to bless it with a Trixo and E45 and tell it that skincare is just as important for men. But I'd need a blowtorch cotton bud to get through. Thinking of teenage years when my toothpaste was Clearasil, I wager if this iron fellow were cognizant, his skin would sting like paper cuts and vinegar. Secretly, he'd want to whisper for me to kill him, peel him from that hardened skin. And if those arms weren't frozen downwards, he'd figure out how to fly just to fall back down again, further out ashore to hide beneath the Mersey.